Morning, Thursday morning, a bit breezy, not too fresh, but we just walked up to the three bridges and we're walking back now, so we'll have a catch up when I get in. It's been a struggle this morning to get out. That was a real hard push this morning. It took quite a bit of effort to get out. We've just got back. We're a little bit later this morning, and there's a reason for that. We were woke up at, I think it was midnight, 1:45, with a group of youths in the street. They weren't being, it wasn't criminal activity or anything like that, but they were just being very loud. And it sounded like they were, I don't know, either coming out of a house or, I don't know. It sounded like they were talking to somebody who was in one of the houses. That's what it sounded like. I don't know, 5 or 6 of them, something like that. But they were making a right racket, just being very loud. So that woke us up, and that kind of went on for about half an hour. And the thing is, nowadays, you can't open your window and say, "Excuse me, do you mind being quiet?" Because you'd probably get a brick through your window. At the very least, you'd probably get a stream of abuse, probably. So it's not worth the hassle. And also, it's not as though you can inform anybody because there's no criminal act as such, other than, I guess, breach of the peace. But police aren't going to do anything about that. They've got bigger fish to fry. But just really annoying because, we value a good night's sleep. Then I heard a very distant plane go over, and it was not a passenger plane. Definitely not. That was a jet. That was a small jet, like a fighter jet. Very high up. I could hear the sound of it. I know what they sound like. And it moved very quickly. That's how I could tell. I know what small passenger jets sound like. I know what large passenger jets sound like. Lived onto the Heathrow flight path for 30 odd years. So, you get to know when things don't sound normal. So that kind of kept me awake a little bit, or sort of roused me again from my sleep. And then something else happened to wake me up, and I don't know what it was. So it was a real disturbed night. And I could quite have easily said this morning, "I'm not doing it this morning, I'm too tired." But we did it. We did it. Can't say I feel any better for it at the moment. I feel exhausted. But I'm sure I'll wake up. Another cup of tea, some breakfast, and then I'll be fine. And of course, an afternoon nap is beckoning already. Yeah. I'll see you later. Morning. It's Friday morning. We've just got back from our walk. Had to wear a hat this morning because the sun on our return is right in our faces. So wearing a hat really helps. It was another bit of an effort to get out there this morning. I was awake at, I think, just before 4 o'clock. I got up, went to the loo, opened the windows. Yeah, you can feel that it's getting warmer generally. So we're moving towards this heat wave at the weekend. So we've got a little bit of a different weekend coming up. So we filmed Sunday Chat yesterday. You'll see that at its usual time. because we are going up north today, which is the reason why I'm not doing a live chat tonight, because we will be up north, and we try to manage things so as to not advertise the fact that we're not at home. That's what we try to do. Sometimes when we say we've got another commitment, it means we're out for the evening, or we're going somewhere for the day, whatever, you know, or we've simply got something else on at home. So yeah, we don't like to, you know, put the flags out and say our home's unattended. We don't do that. It's not really sensible. So yeah, the reason we're going up north is it's my Auntie Maureen's 85th birthday, and they're doing a surprise party at the local pub where she lives, which is Wilmslow in Cheshire. So we are driving up today. We're staying in a hotel tonight and tomorrow night, and then hopefully we're going to be seeing my sisters at some point separately, and then we're going over to see a friend as well while we're up there, taking advantage of the trip. And hopefully up north it's not going to be as hot as it's going to be down here, so we'll be coming back into a heat wave on Monday. So I'm going to try and show you some of the journey. Obviously, I'm not going to be filming the party because it's a private family party. Most of my family don't really wish to appear on social media, so that's fine. So, but I'll be showing you some of the journey and yeah, bits and pieces. So I'll see you later. Good afternoon, we're on the road, we're driving up north, we've just stopped. I've done the first leg from London to Warwick. So we're at Warwick services at the moment. Paul's gone for a pee. I'm okay, don't need to pee. It's a beautiful day, but it's feeling rather warm, and there are a lot of cars on the road. A lot of cars. I'll just give you a quick sort of view of what it looks like. It's quite pretty. So there's a big car park. And then there's a building beyond, which is where the facilities are. Shops, restaurants, you can buy food. I think there's probably a motel as well. You can stay overnight if you want to. You can stay for a couple of hours in the car park for free. So, you know, our motorway services are quite well sorted. And we've been driving for, I don't know, hour and a half or so. And it's been fairly clear, actually. It's not been too bad. The only issue I have when driving is being in the same position for too long gets my sciatic nerve, which means I get nerve pain down my leg, which in the main is fairly manageable as long as I sit bolt upright and maintain the arch in my back, which is quite hard to do. But hey, I've had sciatica for years and years. It's probably a combination of sitting badly, working, you know, sitting at work badly as well, crossing your legs, all of the things that you shouldn't do, that you do, but hey ho. So yeah, I'm not going to do any footage of the motorways themselves because I've not got the camera. I've decided not to bring the camera. I've only got the mobile, and it's so shaky, the footage, that yeah, it's not worth doing. But for those of you who are interested, the route that we take is the M40, the M42 and the M6, which takes us up into Cheshire. And normally it's between 3.5 to 4 hours, the drive. So yeah, which for us is quite a bit of a drive, but hey ho. So yeah, I shall see you later. Here's Paul, he's just been for his pee. Bye for now. Hello, we've just checked into the hotel. We're in a Premier Inn, which is a budget hotel chain in the UK. And, you know, very nice little rooms, actually. I'll just show you. Nice little bathroom. Nice big shower. Nice big mirror. Plenty of nice lights. It's a double room. Nice wardrobe area. Little vanity mirror there and extra pillows up there. Hanging space. Hairdryer. There's Paul eating a banana. La banana. There's the bed. A little bit of art on the wall there.
It's different art.
Different art than the previous room we were in. Very pleasant chap on reception. There's like a little sofa bed type thing there as well. Nice big TV. Tea and coffee making facilities. So good, it's nice. If you wanted to look up this branch, it's Macclesfield South, Premier Inn on Congleton Road. We've stayed here a number of times and we've always been very happy with it. The breakfasts are good and we've ordered a full breakfast, which we do enjoy, and we will eat everything available. So we're just having a freshen up before we go over to see my sister. And I think we're going to have a takeaway. Hurrah! Never have takeaways. There we go. See you later. Morning. It's Sunday morning and we've just had breakfast and our showers and we're getting ready to leave the hotel. Yesterday, rewind, was Saturday and it was my Auntie Maureen's 85th birthday party at a local pub to her. A pub that generations of my family have drunk in. So that all went really well. It was lovely. It was lovely to see the family. It was lovely to see her friends enjoying themselves as well. We went back to her place and sat in the garden and had tea. And it's the same garden that I talked about me playing in when I was a child with my cousins, huge garden. But yes, so we are going to visit the Treacle Market this morning, which is a market in the local town of Macclesfield, where Sophie, my niece, will be selling her wares. So we're going to meet up with my sister. We're going to meet up with my sister and go down to say hi to her and have a look around the Treacle Market. So if I think there's any chance of doing any filming, I will, but there's going to be other people around. So there we go. I'll see you soon. Travelling back on the M6, and this is our M6 toll road. We're now approaching Toll Plaza. I always think that sounds so glamorous, but it's not. It's just a series of little payment areas where you tap your doodah and your la-la. Here we are. away again. So we've got another couple of hours drive and we'll be home. And it's a stunningly hot and beautiful day. And so far, there isn't too much traffic. So there we go. See you later. So we've just got in from our journey from up north, and it was a sweltering journey. We don't have any aircon in the car, it's broken. So we have to have the windows open, and it's very noisy. It's very uncomfortable, frankly, and not pleasant at all. And it is very, very warm and sticky, hot and sticky. It's not too bad in here, but whenever you do anything, you break out in a sticky sweat. But so just to sort of recap on the whole journey up north. So we went up on Friday, and it was my Auntie Maureen's birthday party on the Saturday. And then on the Sunday morning, we went to the treacle market in Macclesfield, which is my hometown, where I grew up, because we wanted to go and see Sophie at her stall, my niece, Sophie Stock of Sophie Stock Art. And so that was good. We had a wander around there. Again, it was very warm and it was very busy, a lot of people. A little bit overwhelming for me, because I don't like crowds at all. But it was very interesting to walk around the town centre, which I've not walked around for what feels like decades. So that was really interesting. And then Sunday afternoon, we went over to see our friends in Nantwich, and we stayed with them for the evening. Had a lovely dinner with them, and got up this morning fairly early and started on our journey around 10:30, and it took a good few hours. We didn't push it too hard because it's just blistering heat, so I didn't really want to push the car too hard, lest it overheats. So and now we're just having a little bit of a rest because it's been a busy few days. So that's it, I think, for today. I need a little lie down, I think, for a while, just to cool down and rest. I'll see you later. Morning. It's Tuesday morning. It's going to be another sweltering hot day. It's been I think what is described as a tropical night. So the temperature just hasn't really dropped. But I have had the back door open. I'm in the dining room. And the air in the garden is fairly cool. So that's pleasant. There's been a little bit of a gentle breeze. But yes, it's going to be another sweltering day, which means anything that is going to be done needs to really be done indoors. I mean, you can see the state of my hair, the humidity. But yes, I'm hoping that the temperature will be dropping tomorrow and Thursday, so I can hopefully get outside and do a little bit of a garden tidy up, because the garden is very overgrown. We've got weeds on the patio. The hazel here has really grown outwards, so it's filling a lot of space. Yeah, it really needs some attention. Sorry, I'm just feeling rather bunged up this morning. I need to do that, but I'm not going to do it in sweltering 30-degree heat. And neither do I want to warm myself up too much. But hey ho, I'll just show you. Hold on. Oh, let's open the door. So you can see here the hazel. It's really filled out. And then the patio is covered in weeds. Everything needs a good cut back because it's looking very untidy. But the good thing is my geraniums are out and flowering, which is lovely. So yeah, but more on that, I think, in next week's vlog. See a bit of a breeze going on. But I'm certainly not complaining about the heat at all. But it's pretty intense, you know. And of course, in the UK, the only way you can escape the heat is if you go into the shops, because they're generally the only place with aircon. But yes, you know, when people do videos saying the heat hits different in the UK, it's absolutely right. You know, I've been in quite a few hot places. Places like Bali, Greece, Spain, south of France. They can get pretty hot. North Africa. But the UK, I don't know, it's just not geared up for very, very hot weather. It really isn't. It's not geared up for any of the extremes, really. It's not. Anyway, I'm going now. I'll see you later. So it's about midday. Yeah, 12:10. It's very warm, very hot. And it's feeling very hot in the house. And I think it's because we were away for a few days, so we did no sort of clearing of the warm air. Yeah, it's feeling a bit much. Even in our house, I think it's about 25 degrees inside, which is very warm for us. Let's have a look at the temperature. So yeah, it's 40 degrees outside, 25 degrees inside, and 60% humidity. And I think the pressure is dropping slightly. And it's forecasting rain, but I don't think any rain is forecast. Yeah. Feeling very hot. And I'm trying to do a few tasks. I've done some washing, doing a little bit of cleaning. But you have to sort of move slowly, because otherwise you're just drenched in sweat. So, And there has been a lot of noise this morning next door. So the windows are firmly shut, but you've got to shut them at this time of day because otherwise you're just filling the house with more hot air, which we don't really want to do. It's not even bright sunshine. It's kind of muted. There appears to be quite a bit of cloud around. So it would be good if it did rain, but I don't think it will. I've got some cookery lined up for today, but it involves the oven. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do that. Hey ho, I'll see you later. It is, I don't know, coming up to maybe 3 o'clock. It's really unbearable, the heat. I don't think I've known it this hot and this humid in the house. I just popped out because I needed to post something into the post box. And it's literally, I mean, it's 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes. I am absolutely, I can't tell, but I'm absolutely dripping in sweat. I mean, you literally can't do anything. God knows how those guys are coping doing the building work here. God knows. I mean, I don't know how people are expected to do anything in this level of humidity. It's so sticky now, and it's beginning to feel oppressive. You know, I mean, look, I'm all for feeling the warmth. I really am. But I think this peak day today, which it is going to be the peak of the heat, is just ridiculous. It really is. I can barely think. Seriously, I can barely think. Let alone do a cookery video, and it's just not going to happen today. So I've done very little, actually, and I'm very fortunate to be in a position to be able to do very little. However, videos equal earnings. So, you know, maybe I'll just have to wait until later, but then I really don't want to be heating the house up. Really. So yeah, just an update really on this disgusting heat. It really is vile. You can't even sit outside in the shade because it's still just too sticky. And actually the sun has gone in. There's cloud cover now, which is probably making it feel worse. It's probably trapping all the heat in. I'm just moaning now for the sake of it. I am. It's horrible. Bring it back down to 25, 26. That's what I like. But 35 at the moment in the shade. No. Goodbye for now. Good morning. It is Wednesday morning. It is about, I think it's 7:45. We were going to pick up our walking routine this morning because obviously over the weekend we didn't do that. But it's raining. It is raining and the temperature has dropped. Thank goodness, because yesterday was ridiculous. It really was. I really did not enjoy yesterday at all. It was just crazy hot and crazy humid too. So doing anything at all was an effort, as you saw. Constantly dripping in sweat. I mean, it was just vile. But we have beautiful, beautiful, refreshing, cool air and rain. Quite heavy rain as well. So no walk at the moment. Although I guess we might get out later, I'm not sure. Yeah. Very pleasant, but very grey, very overcast. So I'm hoping that the rain continues because the garden needs it. I did water last night, but we really need the nutrients from the rain. So, and hopefully this will give all the plants a good rinse from building dust. Yeah, it's all good. So I didn't do a cookery video yesterday for obvious reasons, but I'm hoping that I can catch up today with what I need to do. We'll see how that goes. I'm looking forward to a nice shave today because I'm feeling a little bit fuzzy. So I'll see you later. I'm at the top of the house. As you can hear, it's still raining. Which is great because it means the garden gets good water. But I wanted to show you something from up here. So I don't know whether you remember when we had the tree work done and we had them cut into the ivy stem to kill it off. I'm not sure whether you can see there. Let me just turn the brightness down. That sort of autumnal glow of the pear tree is the dying ivy, which is, you know, in some ways very sad because it provided a habitat, but at the same time, it's going to kill the pear tree. So I don't know whether you can see, but there are branches from the pear tree sticking out at the side and the top. So the pear tree is very much alive. So wind and rain will bring down the remainder of those dead leaves on the ivy, and then I will sweep them to the bottom of the garden, and they will rot down over time. We really weren't expecting this much rain, so it's a bit of a surprise that it's been so heavy and quite constant for a good, I don't know, hour or so, maybe more, not sure. Yeah, great, bring it on. And if it stops, it means I can get out into the garden. But that for this week is all, folks. I'm going to get this uploaded. Sorry, it's not been a massively interesting one, but, you know, the weekend really was a bit of time off for us, which is why I didn't do loads of filming. It's nice just to be away and not have to think about constant filming and all of that stuff. So yeah, just a short one this week. So take care, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.